Hi, my name is Chris Ryan and you join me here at the Belfry. We're at the PGA National Golf Academy, and in this video we're going to help you with your alignment by giving you 3 key things that you can focus on when you're out on the golf course. Before we give you those 3 things, please make sure you follow me on my social media platforms. The details of those should hopefully be in the corner of the screen anytime about now. You've got my Facebook account, you've got my Twitter account, and you've got my Instagram account. So as I say, please make sure you follow me on those. So alignment, this is something that we see day in, day out with amateur golfers getting wrong. And what we find is it often leads to some of the faults that they're trying to get rid of. So a very, very good example of that would be a golfer who is maybe swinging the club what they would term over the top, where the golf club swings left of their body, and that golfer will often aim very much to the right. So when they aim to the right, that actually encourages them to make the move that they're trying to desperately stop. So alignment is really, really important, and we need to make sure that on the course we're aligned correctly to our target, because that's going to give us the best chance of making the correct golf swing. So the first thing, and point number 1, is to always start from directly behind your golf ball and pick an intermediate target. Now what I mean by an intermediate target would be something that's on the ground within the first maybe 6 feet of my ball to target line. So ball to target line is a line that runs directly from my ball to my target. I want you to visualize that line, and I want you to pick something that is on that line. Now that could be a divot, it could be a leaf, it could be a pitch mark, it could be anything. So if I just jump in there, and you'll often see golfers sort of use their golf club as a reference. Justin Rose does this quite a bit. So from where I'm standing there, I can tell my ball's got to go directly over this divot and also directly over here. So there I've got my intermediate targets. Now the reason we want to do that is very simple. It's much easier to aim your body and your club at something which is 5 feet away from you than something that's maybe 150 yards away from you. So point number 1 is always start from behind your golf ball, pick your ball to target line, and then pick an intermediate target on that line. So I've already done that, I've got that divot. Point number 2 is to align the club face to that point and then match the body to that. So what I mean by that is I'm going to walk in, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to aim my club face at those intermediate targets. So I'm aligning the club face straight over that divot that's in front of me, because I know that was on my ball to target line. Once I've aligned the club face, I then want to set my body what I feel is parallel to that line. So that's the process I want you to go through. Align the club face first, and then align the body around that. For me, one of the best examples of this would be Sergio. If you watch Sergio when he walks in, he holds the club in his right hand and he very, very slowly aims that golf club. And you can see him looking at his intermediate target before he sets his body. To me, that's probably the best way for you to go about this. Align the club face first, visualize that line on the ground, and then set your body parallel to that. So let me go ahead and do those first 2 points for you. So I'm going to pick my targets. I've got my 2 divots. So I'm going to walk in, I'm going to align the club face, and then I'm going to set my body what I feel is parallel to those 2 lines. So those are the first 2 points. And if we do those correctly, we should find that our alignment is pretty good. Point number 3 is more just to confirm that we're doing it correctly. Point number 3 is I want your first look at the hole to be a head rotation this way, as opposed to a head lift and a rotation. Why do we want to do that? Well, if we're talking a lot about parallel lines, so I want my toes, my knees, my hips, my shoulders, all parallel to my ball to target line, my eyes would also be parallel as well. So what I want to do, my first look wants to be a head rotation where my eyes track up that parallel line. That's going to give me much better awareness of where my body is. If I simply stand up and turn, my eyes have gone horizontal, I don't really get a sense of where my body's aiming. I can see my target perfectly well, but that doesn't give me a sense of where my body's aiming. So the third point would be, once you've aligned the club face to your immediate target, you've set the body parallel to that, the first look I want you to be a head rotation. Now for me, when I did that, the first thing I saw there was the 250 marker. And that's my target for the purpose of this video. I'm not going to reach it, I've only got a 7-iron, but that's my target. So what I've done there is I've gone through 3 sort of measures, if you like, to help me align myself. The third one is also just confirming that that is correct. So let me go ahead and hit one, and I'll show you what that looks like in reality. So start behind, pick my intermediate targets, walk in, club face gets aligned at those. Once I'm happy with that, body matches, double check with the head rotation. That all feels pretty good, and then it gives me the confidence that I can go ahead and make my golf swing. and that's pretty good. A couple of yards right, but not too bad. So part of alignment is definitely going through the process, but it's also double checking when you've gone through that process. Making sure that you've got the right things that are happening gives you a better relationship of what you're doing. If I was to simply set myself up and go through that process, but maybe aim myself a little bit to the right, that last little point, point number 3, that head rotation, will give me that awareness. To me, when I lifted up there, that looked as if I was aiming well right to the 200, and that was probably the case. So that last little bit is probably the most important thing. Just a little side note, point number 4 if you like, if you feel that when you make that little rotation you don't feel that you're aligned correctly, step back off the shot. What I don't want you to do is, if you feel you're aiming right, shuffle around to the left. That may seem like the quickest way of fixing that, but what happens is the ball position gets changed relative to your stance, and it really messes your whole setup up. You get yourself in a bit of a muddle and you can't make the golf swing you require. So please make sure you step off the shot and go through your routine again. If you feel your alignment was poor, it's definitely going to mean you hit some better shots on the golf course. So alignment, absolutely vital. If you're going to hit good shots and make good swings, you need to be aligned correctly to your target. So those 3 points will hopefully help you do that better, and that can only result in lower scores. Right, thank you very much for watching the video. Usual stuff down below. You've got a comments box, you've got a like button, so please comment, like if you want to do that. And also please make sure you subscribe to my channel. There is a link down there in the description box. Loads more videos on my channel, so go ahead and check those out and subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again next time.